All right, family, there have been a lot of moving pieces in the AFC, but because of the continuity of one particular team, I have them jumping all the way up in my top 5. Now, if you think about it, you got the Dolphins at 5, you got the Ravens at 4, you got the Bengals at 3. How about the Texans? To me, they are the second best team in the AFC behind only the Kansas City Chiefs. The addition of Stephon Diggs, plus the continuity of offensive coordinator Slowick. C.J. Stroud is only going to get better. D'Amico Ryans is only going to get better. Tank Dell is only going to get healthier. Nico Collins now has to go from being wide receiver 1 to wide receiver 2, plus Joe Mixon at the running back position. Defensively, you added another beast, a pass rusher outside and opposite Will Anderson. Then at linebacker, you aided that position core in Jeff Okudah just to add a little extra at the cornerback position. I think the Texans made all the necessary changes to jump all the way up to the number 2 seed in the AFC. But, Joy, that is a strong jump I have them making, given that they got the break speed off of them in the divisional round versus the Baltimore Ravens. So did I crown the Texans too soon?
Dang, Ravens all the way down to 4. Like, they just...
Ooh, my God.
Burrow,
4.
you know I love me some Joe.
I mean, I like him too, but... Okay.
That's what you're doing?
It's like we have a different topic.
You got JoJo Burrow and the Texans in front of Lamar Jackson. MVP just was in the AFC Championship game.
Yeah, confident.
Explain that. Because Joe Burrow and them lost a lot, too. A receiver might not. He mad.
I trust, very simply put, I trust Joe Burrow, and Joe Burrow has proven to be able to get further than the Ravens and Lamar Jackson, even when Lamar Jackson was an MVP previously.
And then Lamar beat the Texans.
Beat him down. Beat him down.
Him in front of them.
Beat him down.
Sorry, Joe.
Beat him down. There's a huge exchange between the Texans' talent and the Ravens' talent. I can elaborate on that. So you think I've crowned the Texans too soon, obviously.
Go ahead, Joy.
I mean, I like what the Texans have done on paper, and obviously they had an incredible season last year. I think that C.J. Stroud is going to continue to get better, but they have tape on you now, and you're not sneaking up on anybody now. And they're also going to look and see what's on paper and apply that to the game plan now. So the advantages that you had in being a complete underdog and completely overlooked and a rookie head coach and a rookie quarterback are out the window now. So I do think you're going to get everybody's best shot. Now, maybe they'll be so good that won't matter, but I'm interested to see how off paper on the field all of that plays out. I think the Texans are going to win their division. I think they're in the top of the conference. I'm a little hesitant to put them above even the Bengals or the Ravens, historically speaking. But so I don't know if it's too soon. But yeah, go ahead, James. I'm a little sad part. I just don't want to drop the Ravens that far. I mean, it is. That's fair. You know, it's a 2-time MVP. It's another season in that offense. They added Derrick Henry. I realize they lost some pieces on defense, but.
Yeah, I just think it's a little bit disrespectful to Lamar Jackson. Main reason is Lamar wins every year
in the regular season.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it ain't like this was like a one-year wonder. We don't know what C.J. Stroud gonna do next year. Do I think he's a phenom? Do I think he's an excellent quarterback? Absolutely. But Lamar has shown it year after year after year. This is a 2-time MVP, and he slapped y'all in the playoffs.
He did.
And so for me,
slapped.
All that on paper could be true, but maybe the type of dude I am, out of respect, Lamar Jackson would have been at 2. You were the second-best team in the AFC last year, would have been at 2. I don't know what the Bengals are going to be. Lost some key defensive players. Receiver ain't happy. Lost a really good running back in Joe Mixon. My dog Shady always say, I ain't seen Joe Burrow with not a lot of talent around him. Who knows how the Cincinnati Bengals are going to look? So I think they are up there too high as well. The Ravens at 4, that's the one that really stands out. I think you tripping. Texas is definitely not number 2 in the AFC, but on paper, could catch a lot of people's eyes with what they have done, especially going to the playoffs and having the year they had.
So when we talk about this, when the trade happened with Stephon Diggs, what did I say? You remember what I said?
Second team.
Second team. I said the Texans are the second best team in the AFC.
On paper.
Whatever it may be. I watched a rookie quarterback and a rookie head coach with a good wide receiver core. Is that cool to say?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
They did well, right? Battle in their division, did well. And then they won a playoff game. Yeah. Then you add Danielle Hunter, who gets after it for a lot of years, right? And then you add Stephon Diggs. And if you do remember this, When Josh Allen didn't have Stephon Diggs, he was still good, but he wasn't that.
Yeah.
You gave Stephon Diggs to Josh Allen, you know what happened? 53 and 22, averaging 30 points a game, 270 yards passing through the air. Are you kidding me? All pros and Pro Bowls for both of them. Yeah. So if you look at what C.J. Stroud did without Stephon, imagine what you're going to do with him. Yes, the whole city is going crazy down there in Houston. They can't wait for it. I just think if you're looking at the teams in the AFC, you got to say the Chiefs. But then let's look at the Ravens. Let's keep it real about the Ravens. Every year they good.
That part, regular.
So we get in the playoffs, right? And I would never disrespect Lamar Jackson because that's one of my favorite quarterbacks, right? He holds it down. But the best thing about the Ravens and Lamar Jackson's era of playing there is what? The defense, right? Am I tripping? Let me stop if I'm not.
People say Lamar.
Let's just say last year. Let's just say last year.
Defense, no doubt.
The best thing about that team, right, even with an MVP, was who?
Defense.
The defense. The defense is not as good this year.
Correct.
They're gonna be good, but they're not as good. So I gotta look at them differently, right? I think they improved a little bit on offense because Derrick Henry, he's a beast. But defensive-wise, they're not the same. Where the Texans got better on both sides of the ball.
They're always good.
And then what you think it's Stroud gonna look like this year? He's gonna get better this year. And what you think D'Amico Ryan's gonna do this year? So I'm going with the Texans. You ain't tripping about that. The other stuff you was tripping with.
No, the reason even like
and Joe Mixon, I forgot about Big Joe.
There are so many additions.
Joe's nice, bro.
Joe's
nice for them.
But to me, it's not even just paper because it's not even just like when you say paper. Sometimes we just think about like, oh well, names on a sheet. I'm also thinking continuity. Like the Ravens lost their defensive coordinator. That matters. Ask the Philadelphia Eagles. The Houston Texans, like, think about it. Like, the Houston Texans retained Bobby Slowick, their OC, who was brilliant.
That's true.
Plus, D'Amico Ryans, he's going to run that defense. And we can talk about the big names of Stephon Diggs. I'm not even worried about that. It's the linebacker you added that had 150 tackles last year. It's the Danielle Hunter opposite Will Anderson, who was Rookie of the Year defensively, and he's going to get better. It's Joe Mixon, who was an afterthought in Cincinnati because they've been so pass-happy. And now you have Joe Mixon in the backfield, and you have Tank Dell, plus Nico Collins, plus Stephon Diggs, plus I believe Mechie's still there, assuming he's healthy and everything's good, plus Dalton Schultz, plus you have a great left tackle in Laramie Tunsil, and they were great last year. So it's not just like these are names on a sheet that hopefully they're all coming together. It's a team that proved to be great with continuity. That just means a difference.
And he's got the Rookie of the Year, Will Anderson.
Yeah. But it's going to be interesting because, like Joy said, you ain't sneaking around no more. I was part of some really, really good football teams. Super Bowl football teams, 15-1 football teams. And when we played sorry football teams, this is a stats game, right? But them other players on them sorry football teams, I'm like, bro, you wasn't playing this hard on tape.
That's true.
You wasn't playing this hard on tape. Now all of a sudden, you see us out here and we 13-0, you all of a sudden playing a whole lot. They are going to get everybody's best shot. It ain't no walking in here, oh, here come the Texans, it's a dub. How many games you expect the Texans to win last year? 4 exactly. That's what everybody playing them thought,
True, but keep in mind, though, James, like, and I agree with what Joy and you were saying, but by week 12, you're getting people shot. In the playoffs, the Cleveland Browns, they gave them their best shot. Their best shot wasn't good enough. Plus, think about the Texans division, bro.
But all
Texans
I'm saying,
division is real.
Even when they got around week 12, right, we do picks on this show. I guarantee you probably wasn't picking the Texans after week 12 all the time.
Well, Stroud was 16 touchdowns, 4 picks. I feel y'all, though. More to me than best shot, I do agree. They'll have more film. Thus, you'll have more tendencies. Thus, you'll have more weeks of preparation.
So they're true contenders to you.
Yes.
To everybody.
I'm just saying because we just had that conversation.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, I think this team is really good.
Could win the Super Bowl.
Things went right, yeah. Their division's not that tough, right? That's
so the one. Be in the playoffs.
So I think they're gonna win their division. That's the one part.
That's the first. Have a playoff game.
So when we also about the Super Bowl crap and all that, you gotta win your division first. That's the first goal. All right, I think they can do that. Then you get the home field advantage. You get the playoffs. I seen what they look like at home. They win at home. They beat the Bears.
Browns.
No, the Browns. Yep. All right, that's possible. And then hey, now you got some weapons, right? If you go against that Ravens team, that defense ain't the same. You got some players on your side. It might be a good game. So yes, hell yeah. Hell yeah. I don't know what y'all watching.
It's gonna be fast. Either way, the Texans are gonna be the team
they coach well. And they coach well.
Incredibly.
Respect on Lamar name.
Incredibly.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.